let's get this set up as well. Hello, traders. Welcome to today's webinar. It is February the 18th, and there is a ton of snow outside. Let me see if we have the video and audio working. Fantastic. Put a plus in chat if it is the first year that there's been snow in your country, or if it's the first time you've seen snow in your country. Go ahead and put a plus. There's a lot of places in Africa and Europe that are getting snow that don't usually get snow. How is everybody doing today? Let me outline what the plan is for today. I will do some tasks, some of the daily tasks right here for you live. We're going to do these and think about them today live. We'll see how many we can do. And I'm going to start with, not with my, by the way, I got my account back up almost to 30,000. Some good trades in the Forex market. I wonder how I can show the history. Oh, those are my active trades, right? So a massive trade in the New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. But today we are going to focus mostly on the starter status. So I'm going to switch my account. I topped up some other accounts with a few $100. I believe below $100 is the game plan. Let me quickly sign in. By the way, we're going to have a Jeopardy game today. So for those of you guys that are on top of your game, that remember some of the things that we've taught you in the last few months, then you have a good chance to win some risk-free trades. So there's going to be a fun game involved. Let me log into my account. Let's go ahead and use this one. So using a starter account, having no bells and whistles, no little secret hints. So perfect starter status. Here we go. Excuse me guys, one sec. Perfect. So I'm going to make this comparison. I'm going to go ahead and be bold and say, actually, what we're here to discuss today is the grind. Basically, a trader's professional life is a daily grind against the market, against other people. So it's a very competitive space, similar to what we see in sports. How many of you guys, go ahead and put a plus in chat, how many of you guys are or have been a professional athlete? How many of you have had sports in your life? And I'm not talking about playing for a school basketball team. I mean actually been a part of a sports team outside of school. Go ahead and put a plus in chat. I've been a swimmer all my life. As a kid, I would swim quite a lot, and then of course I participated in the school swim team, and then been to a few competitions outside of that. I didn't take it anywhere farther. I got into surfing as I became an adolescent, and it's always been kind of there, that desire to compete, I guess, with anybody in the swimming pool. How many of you guys, like say, maybe do karate or boxing? Those are also competitive athletic events where you're squaring off one-on-one with a person, mano a mano. Trading is kind of like that. You have this fight against a unpredictable and sometimes unrational event or occurrence, and that's valuations in the stock market, the fluctuations, the way that it changes. It's your job to find the best entry and best exit. Sometimes it has nothing to do with economics. Lately we had the example of the British pound moving counterintuitively against what it was supposed to do after a meeting in the central bank, in the Bank of England. So we have a few athletes in chat. Let me ask this, and don't be shy, guys. Be honest with me in chat. How many of you guys play video games? Any PvP players out there? Anybody play League of Legends or Fortnite or Counter-Strike? Put a plus in chat. Go ahead. Don't be shy. I was involved with computers all my life. Since I was a kid, me and my dad have been putting computers together. And of course, what comes with good technology is, of course, ways of using it. And so gaming has been a part of my life for sure. And hey, from the Philippines, Jason Merks. There you go, Muhammad Tariq, Tinker. By the way, you guys, welcome. Thank you for being active in chat and for coming to the webinar. Hello, Yaroslav from Egypt. Very happy to later going on to play chess in school and outside of school, just with friends, until nobody wanted to play with me anymore. This is all, in a way, related to trading. I just want to get that across to you guys, because the language I'm going to use today as I teach you a few tips and tricks in working with the starter status and making less mistakes is similar to a guide like you would read about, getting a better pitch to throw a better baseball, or beating a certain game or becoming better at a PvP game, right? In most PvP games, there's no end goal. You're just there every day to struggle against somebody else to see who can get the upper hand. And you do it for the emotion and for all of the, I guess, benefits that come with it. Now, trading is that one PvP game where the benefits beat all. There's no other PvP game that will give you that same bonus, that same kind of reward, which is financial gain. But there's also no single game that is as... actually, I could think of some casino or slot machine games where I guess the input of money could be the same amount that you could lose in trading, but then again, there's no guarantee of reward. There's no guarantee of reward in trading either, but the odds are skewed. I had a chance, a period in my life where I worked for a casino, and I saw the mechanism of these machines behind the scenes, right? When they pop up the lid, I saw the computer program. It's all a computerized program now, slot machines. And the percentage gain for people was an 85 to 95% loss. Why would you take up something where 85 to 95% of the time you lose? Well, again, in trading, we also have odds that we work with, but the odds are up to you when you want to decide to take risk. That is a very important factor. And time, actually, in fixed time trades, where we have a duration for the trade as well, where we place the duration ahead of time, there's also mathematical ways of counting the best duration for a move to happen. Now, these are all studies that you're going to have to do on your own. We can't fit all of this information in a 30-minute video, but I can give you I guess, shine a light on the road you can take to learn about the statistics of a duration for a fixed time trade. So, trading is a hardcore PvP game with full loot. If you get caught in a position with too much size, or you have sat through the position for too long, I mean, you're allowing yourself to take a substantial loss. You allow it in most cases in the Forex market. That is kind of similar to getting ganked when you lose so much. So it's always up to you to be that careful kind of character in the market that never takes us a loss too big, and always waits for action and for impulse to happen before taking a trade. And what I mean by that is patience, right? A patient player usually has the upper hand in taking the right time. And so that plays a large part in trading as well. Being able to sit through something going on in the market for a better opportunity to enter. If that makes sense, go ahead and put a plus in chat. So today we'll have a short discussion, a short guide I'm going to quickly give to you guys on how to plan your day, set up your graph, and control your emotions. These are all the most common questions you guys ask me in chat. Let's start with the goal, and we will be doing some live trades today, so I will start my analysis with something I normally start analyzing, the basic dollar index. We have a downtrend starting from April, so the US dollar is consistently getting weaker. And I do have a lot of lines on my graph. Because this is for beginners, I will explain what they are. So the main purple sausage you guys see on the graph, this is a Bollinger Bands indicator right here. It has a moving average of 20 inside of it, this teal line, and then the outside parameters are the size of the volatility. Basically, it's a very crude mathematical gauge of volatility, and with waves, this is meant to measure wave patterns. With waves, they have a certain way that they move top to bottom. And so this measures the size of those tops and bottoms. Not all assets fit into this indicator, and so you have to have that market knowledge. Now, currencies tend to be more cyclical. They move up and down, whereas stocks can stay close to the bottom, close to the extremities, top or bottom, for a long period of time. So you kind of need to be aware of that. What else do I have on my graph? The dark blue line, you can hardly see it as it's in between of all the action, is the 50 weighted moving average. Now, actually this is a work in progress, because weighted moving average is a little bit more dependent on the front end, on what the price is doing in the first half of the graph, or in the top end. And it's a little bit different from the exponential moving average that I've been using, which is kind of a solid support and resistance level. So the reason I've changed to weighted moving average is for me to have more short-term signals, as I've changed my way of trading to focus more on the short term, so I can get more action during these webinars with you guys. So the next weighted moving average is the 100. This is a good, and it's dark red, or excuse me, it's bright red and it's thick, because these are the most important lines. Actually, we don't need that. Perfect. That was actually a test. I wanted to show you guys the difference between a weighted moving average and exponential moving average. But I closed it, and I think we'll continue in order to save time. You guys can do the test yourself. Just throw on a WMA and an EMA and color them differently, and then see what they show you on the graph. That's it, basically. A bunch of moving averages to show me support and resistance levels, and also levels where I can buy in from. So if the trend is down, I want to be selling from either the 100 or the 200. Those are really good, solid rules you can use in any market. And then more in the short term, if we see a trend that is like really strong, sometimes price will drop down to the 50, and that's where we want to buy from or sell from. That's a level of a fast moving trend that you can use. And then here at the bottom, my indicators for 2021 are the MACD and CCI. At least that's what I'm doing for now, for the sake of this webinar. The MACD has a bunch of levels that it shows us, or a bunch of things that it shows us. One, it shows us, is the trend really reliable? Is it going to stay? Also, it shows us when a change is happening, when a wave pattern, the cyclical structure of it is going to round up the other way. And the CCI indicator shows us the impulse, because I sometimes trade breakouts, and I want to know, right away when there is that inclination that we're going to have that breakout. And the CCI indicator is a perfect example of that. It gives me really good, solid signals when I can get in for short-term gains and when an impulse is about to happen. So this is a strategy, guys. This is what you need to have. Everything that I explained to you right now, is the basis of my technical analysis. The reason I don't use a lot of, I use levels, I use lines and trend levels, or trend lines, like again here, let me draw it out. But the reason for all these indicators is it allows me to look through all assets on the Olymp Trade platform and have a quick and easy understanding of what is happening with price. So I obviously use trend lines. And you can also see that we are now smacking into the top of the trend line, and the direction, if we're likely to continue, is going to be down, right? The most likely scenario of where we're going to go next is likely down. Now here's another factor that you need to have before we get too deep in this. What is the goal, right? What do we want? Why am I talking about this the way that I'm doing? Rule number one, you don't want to lose money, okay? And you should all probably know rule number two by now is don't forget about rule number one. Now that we've passed the comedy section, rule number three is we want to quickly find a reliable trade signal. This is why some people choose to use an advisor or third-party software, because it's quick and it's easy, and those people have a track record, so they can be measured and assessed for reliability. Quickly finding a reliable trade signal, use a good trading strategy that encompasses several good indicators. And this is a guide, I guess, that you can copy to check out for the, for your own tests of the market. So those are the goals that we want, and where do we enter this trade? So now that we found a global trend, we understand that selling would be a good idea from here. When is an actually good time? Well, one of those good times, of course, is waiting for the CCI indicator to pop out. If it pops out here to the top above the 100 level, so the top side of this gray box is a 100 level, the bottom side is a minus 100 level. Every time the green line pops out to the top or to the bottom, that's a trade signal. But we also want to see something particular on the graph. What do we want to see on the graph? We want a candle that's big enough, like this, to show us that it's serious about going down. Let's have a look at the previous level as well. So this is kind of the previous breakout level. The candle size when the market shows us, and here the CCI breaks out only at the bottom here, but the candle size at a very critical level of what we have. Excuse me, guys. Feeling kind of sick in this holiday period, or not holiday period, but winter period. The candle size has to be significant compared to the previous candle size. Again, this is a daily graph, and we want to see a big candle consuming at least half of the previous candle. So I'm going to start looking for trades, you guys, and answering your questions. So for the basic dollar index, I do like the way it's set up. I don't like that we're kind of flat in our indicators. This means that really it can go anywhere. It can go up or down, and the US session has not yet opened. So the people that hold the most amount of dollars have not yet come to the market. Probably want to wait and see what their action is like before I put on a trade. So that'll go for most currencies as well. So we're going to have a look at some European currencies and some euro crosses with some pound. Also, I'm going to have a quick peek at chat, see what you guys are talking about. So can you look at CAD franc chart? Absolutely. So that was from Jay Vardhen. Let's have a look at CAD franc. All right, so we have a big day that happened yesterday in trading. You see how the moving averages open up? That means that the trend is increasing. So you may not notice this just by looking at the graph, but we have this kind of direction that we're going up now, and significantly higher lows and slightly higher highs. but both times. This is a big indication that trend is going to go up, but in case your eyes are not used to kind of witnessing all those factors I just mentioned, you can look at the moving averages. As they move apart, the trend is increasing in speed, in strength, in momentum. That's what that means. And we have convergence. You see that the same thing is happening in our oscillators. This usually means that this is likely going to go up. And so for the CAD franc, on the daily graph, I want to buy. My bias for this trade is I want to buy. But I'm not the rule maker. The price is the rule maker. I follow what price does. And so we have this kind of chart pattern of a correction. And this is where my trend line comes in play. Remember, this was the last tool that I showed you that I would add to a graph. This is why, because the use for trend lines is very basic and very important and can't be taken over by an indicator. Now you can see that I draw my lines kind of rough as I have some breakouts, and that's on purpose. It's not a mistake that I'm making, it's on purpose, because again, these lines are not laws. Price does not have to come up to the line. I could do something like this. I could drag it a little bit up, and that would also be correct, as this is the level where price both times touched and reversed. But I want to see exactly at where I need to focus in. Again, this is a more smaller time frame, so price is a little bit more precise. So I will drag it down just a little bit more. And why did I do that, and what am I looking for? As price returns to this level, the next attempt to break it out is a good buy signal for me, but not yet. See what's happening? We're getting a setup. The MACD is looking to cross over the zero line, which is a trade signal, and the CCI indicator is coming from being really oversold into the working area, not breaking out, so giving a signal that we're not going to be in a downtrend and getting ready to go up. So maybe an hour and a half, and there could be a really good trade for the CAD franc. Remember, the Canadian stock market opens the same time that New York opens. So the Toronto Stock Exchange opens at the same time that the New York Stock Exchange opens. And that is again in about, let me see how many, in about 3 hours. So the action in this market is going to start a little bit later. So for today, right now, I'm not going to take this trade, but for today, actually I could open it on the Forex market, because the stop loss would be so low. I taught this trick before on a different webinar, but what I'm going to do right now is use my demo account in order to plan my stop loss. So I have an understanding that I want to spend no more than $70 on a trade, and I want to have a very tight stop loss with the best multiplier that I can use. So I'm going to go ahead and open the demo account, pop this bad boy open up to 70, and check the, I never want to use the 500 multiplier. Again, this is not a get rich scheme. This is a quick way to lose money. Using the 200 multiplier, I'm going to go ahead and open up the up position and clicking on the green button here to select the trade. I'm going to click this button down here, the stop loss. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see the stop loss button? Perfect. Drag it up here and see that in my $70, this is my stop loss level, right? If we drop below this, I kind of don't want to be in the trade. In fact, not kind of. I definitely don't want to be in the trade. And also we have this 200 EMA right here, this bright red line, excuse me, the 100. If price breaks that, I want to be out as well. So actually for this trade, I could even take the 500 multiplier. Come on. Perfect. So somewhere around here, I want to have my stop loss to be out completely if the trade does go this low. But let's go ahead and throw on a test trade. $70, 500 multiplier, same thing, up. Click on this trade that we just opened, pop up the stop loss, and see that 70 actually fits us right below the current lowest point. So just a little bit less than what I want to take. So now that we have these two options, again, the rule is that we don't want to lose money. It's not to make a bunch of millions of dollars today. is to not lose money in order so that we can get better and understand trading better and have better results and understand why we have those results, and then see what we can work on. This is the kind of the path that a trader needs to take. You constantly need to be improving your game. In trading, more than anything else, maybe programming, if you don't stay current with the local technologies, not local, but with the current technologies, with the meta techniques in trading, like a little while ago, arbitrage was the thing to do. Looking at prices from different brokers, people would open trades looking at a different data feed, like finding data from Bloomberg and then opening your trades with another brokerage. Right now, that's not so current. There's technologies that stop against that. Obviously, if that's your strategy and you're constantly putting trades before a big move happens, brokers trace that and you can get punished for that. But there's other techniques that we work on now. Like the technique that I have is stable trading that focuses a lot on technical and fundamental analysis. I know it sounds weird. There's a lot of traders that use volume analysis, like how many trades are opened. And I have volumes in FinViz right here. You guys can use FinViz in order to find volume for any trade in the stock market. So AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, you can check what the volume, the regular volume, is for the day. So right here, average volume. You can check what the relative volume is today compared to the average volume. And then you can check the volume itself in the day when the stock market opens. Right here is the volume. So you can use that additional tool in your trading, but I have decided to focus a lot on the fundamentals and look if the trade. So now that we know the limits, now we can go to our live account and actually trade the position that we wanted to. Now I know what the stop loss is going to be. I know where I want to put it. I know that I'm risking a lot less than I intended to for the trade. And we can let this run. Then again, we zoom out to the daily graph and we see that there's actually the level, the closest level that we have would be this bad boy here. And you never, this is an important tip, life hack right here, guys. Check this out. Hey, Shabana Khan, by the way, welcome. I've seen you in chat. Sorry, I didn't take the time to say hello. We don't want to take the top level. We want to take about 80% from where we are to the top level. So somewhere around here. And also, you see how the Bollinger Band also draws out a level? I want to be a little bit below that level. So risking 38, look at how the trade ends up. Risking 38.71, I stand to gain 140, or I expect to gain 140 after the breakout. Now, why do I do that? Because the breakout right here, the candle, is significant. The price of oil is rising. Now, when I said I'm combining fundamentals, this is what I mean. Let's have a look at Brent crude, which is a major price point for the Canadian dollar. This is oil. This is one-day graph. So knowing that oil is rising and I'm trading into the Canadian dollar strength that I already see, I know that it's going to take a little while for all of this to get priced in. And when it does, the Canadian dollar will rise some more. And so that's the premise of the trade. I'm combining technical analysis with fundamental analysis in order to have an advantage against other traders that are trading this currency. And you can see that by the sentiment indicator right here. You can see how many people are buying, how many people are selling, what side of the equation you're on. So right here, the majority of people on the Olymp Trade platform are selling. Now this is, I'm a contrarian, knowing the statistics that, 80%, I actually don't know the statistics of how many traders lose in Olymp Trade. I know the industry average is around 80% around the world. 80% of people lose money trading through all brokerages around the world. That's those 80%. Look at how incredible that is. The 80% are right here. And that's what I'm talking about when you try to use and evolve with whatever technology you have. This is the technology I have. This is how I work with it. Simple. Oh, Mini Soft Computers is saying, I love video games. Hello, Shabana. Vishal Rustag, hello. Wishing everyone successful trading. Thank you, and you as well. What is your monthly average profit? It depends on how actively I'm trading for that month. My average, actually, there's 2 monthly profits that I have. One is from active trading, and one is from passive trading. There's an account where all I have is the stocks in our stock list. These are all, well, not all of them, but the ones that I believe are going to grow. These are all stocks that have, the potential to grow in the long term. And those are 2 different accounts. I don't want to get the deposits mixed up. I don't want to get the amounts mixed up. So one of them brings me a good solid few thousand, like 2,000. And the trading account, it depends. Like last year, there was a month that I made $15,000 in a month, in 2 weeks on gold. And then I gave 10 of that back throughout the course of the end of the year. But it was still a good trade, and I learned a lot about the gold market and about the grind. This is the thing. You want to continue to be learning. There's never a point that you're too smart. This is the trading in gold. Despite the amount, this is where technical analysis beats fundamentals. Remember, I started with technicals for the ease and simplicity of it, but it also trumps fundamentals. Despite the excess of $15 trillion that has been printed in all different currencies around the world in 2021, or excuse me, in 2020, this year or last year and this year, gold is still falling. It makes no sense. There's no way that we assimilated where gold was higher than this in 2013. There's no way that we assimilated all this new money yet. Where is it going? That's where cryptocurrency comes in. All that money went into crypto. Bitcoin is now worth $51,000 for one cyber piece of code. This is the era that we live in. This is the world that we live in, you guys. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's a beautiful time to be an investor, a trader. That's where all that money went, or a lot of it went. So if you're not studying crypto, if you're not getting into trading Bitcoin, you're making a mistake. 2017 was the wake-up call that you need to be learning some new technology. Now is the call that this is where you could have been a millionaire. And I missed the rally as well. I missed the rally in the start of the year. Then I noticed this pattern. I traded Bitcoin out of the breakout, and then I was like, okay, how far can it go? And then I missed all this. This is unfortunate that certain assets, they scare me. Certain assets I don't logically comprehend. Do you take one-on-one classes at Kosh, Matthew? I don't, but you can use this time that we have together as a mentorship. Ask your questions. I will help you and answer as best as I can. And by the way, if I miss one of your questions, leave it in the comments section after the webinar is finished. After it's closed and rendered in about half an hour, remember your question and write it. This is a good filtration system to make sure that people with stupid questions, they don't make it that far. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you have a good question and I missed to answer it, leave it in the comments section and you will get a good long answer from myself personally if it's related to trading. Good stuff. Can you explain that? So Mohammed Tarek, I did explain the CCI a little bit more. If there's still some more questions, you can either look it up in the help section right here of our platform, or go ahead and rewind the video, which I do recommend if there's a lot of good stuff that you missed. My reliable trading signal, so this is Jason Merckx, my reliable trading signal is candlestick pattern in confluence with impulses, correction, movement of price. So this is a good, he's basically using naked chart reading. He's looking at the pressure points of where price is going to go. That works. That works. I like to have more. My edge is in having a history of working with all these indicators, and each of them fills a piece of the puzzle for me. Health Today, will there be a ban in Olymp Trade India? Actually, I don't know. As far as I know, we are getting certified with CISIC. It's a Cyprus, it's a very reliable world, not world, but like a world level, world class um, system that certifies brokerages. So that's I guess the short-term plan. So Shabana Khan is saying, Yaroslav, I have learned a lot from your webinars and have improved a lot in my trading style. Now I love trading. Over 1 year, I've become more confident and understand the charts more better. Well, good. That's the best result you can hope for in year 1. Guys, the fact that that he basically, what I gather from what he wrote is that he's, because all of you are asking, well, how much money have you made? That's the question that everybody has, I'm sure. But what he has wrote basically is he's come out somewhere in the middle. He hasn't lost too much, he hasn't won too much, but he has gained a lot of understanding. And this is step 1. This is the most important step that all of you have to do. Is just that Shabana Khan is a little bit more dedicated. He's a little bit more disciplined. I see this gentleman in more webinars than I can remember. So what that means is that he comes to work. He doesn't come to goof around or to mess around. He comes to work all the time. So this is kind of the style that you need to adopt. Not only the trading style that he mentioned, but also his work style, his work ethic. This is much more important than just, the indicators that I use on the graph. So I'm going to quickly wrap up these questions and then do the Jeopardy game. I'm sure you guys all want risk-free trades. I got prizes for you to give away if you know your stuff. So Bluzmate is also another one of our dedicated, disciplined traders. Sir, in the ETF US real estate, really good ETF, by the way, because it captures a segment of the market that you don't usually get access to, the real estate market. Everybody forgot about it after 2006, 2008 financial crisis. I don't think it's a market that you should forget about. Nor do I think you should forget about different exotic markets. Have a look at this market, guys. Pre-coronavirus, we were trading around 40. Have a look at this. So 40 over here, pre-coronavirus. Post-coronavirus, the high was 122. So another one of those assets that I'm sure has gone unnoticed under your radar, but a lot of gains, substantial gains. So US real ETF, how can I find the trading view in what's the name? Good question, Bluzmate. So the ETF in the real estate, because there's no ticker, it doesn't classify which real estate ETF. It's one of the ones that we have partnership with. Let's see if we can find it in the assets category. There should be some more information on that. So this is an index. This is a broad index of the U.S. real estate market. It's not it's an ETF of the index. So you guys can have a look and actually read about the different news here from these insights. I would really recommend you guys focus on these, as a lot of this holds really valuable information to help you make an educated trade, a researched trade. So yeah, I actually don't know what the ticker is. That's a good question. I'll have to check on that for you, Bluzmate. Yeah. Sir, what is your best strategy in FTT? In FTT, I focus on assets that are range bound, so something that is really flat. That is the asset that I use. So guys, let's go ahead and do the game. Because we kind of ran out of time, I only have 6 questions for you. We're going to have 3 winners, so each of you guys has 2 opportunities to make your, actually you have 6 opportunities to make a good amount of points. The person with the most amount of points, 1, 2, 3, ranked by the top 3, will be the winners. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Because Mohammed Tariq, if you are still in chat, go ahead and ask which category, and what amount you want to see the question for. Everybody is participating right now, so you guys are all part of it. If Muhammad Tariq answers in the next 15 to 30 seconds, then that will be the question that we look at. As soon as we look at the question, you guys all rush and compete with each other to see who will answer correctly first. Some of these questions are questions that are difficult from the challenge that we had in February. Don't worry if you miss it, but you will learn something new. And some of these questions are brand new about stuff that we talked about. So Muhammad Tariq, statuses for 200. Good question. And the question is, what is the longest FTT trade you can place with starter status? So this is a tricky question. I combined two themes. There's only really one correct answer with any status. But I am asking because we are using starter status. So I use starter status to open the trade today, and it was using the standard indicators that you all get to starter status. So right now anybody can answer. If you guys know what the longest trade is, 23 hours. That's right. So Tinker is the winner of the first question. So Tinker has now 200 points. You guys are correct. 23 hours is the largest amount. So Jayashri Ravikumar, infinite is not the correct amount. On the Forex platform, I do believe the amount is indefinite, but you do pay a daily commission, but it's not a lot. And again, you can see the daily commission right here. Looking at any asset, if we have a look at, say, stocks, and you can do this by clicking the help and then the assets button. And then again, we're looking at, say, AMD or, say, Procter & Gamble. You can click here for trading conditions, and you can see what the overnight fee is and what the trading commission is. There you go. So, next question. Tinker, go ahead and ask what you want the next question in the menu to be. Hey, Abhi Kumar, I see that you have a lot of questions relating to the back end, like registering and topping up your account. Go ahead and ask that in support. There's a support button on the platform. $30 days. Where are you guys getting 30 days from? Olymp Trade 200. Olymp Trade 200. Let's continue the roll. And the question is, everybody get ready. What is the maximum multiplier available when trading stocks? So this is on the Forex platform. Remember, you have a multiplier only on the Forex platform. What is the maximum multiplier available when trading stocks? These are the easy questions, man. I can't believe I left these easy questions in. Rupam Singh, good job, buddy. 20x multiplier. Rupam Singh. Good job, Rupam. So now you have 20 points. Now we have our first two, I guess, contenders for the winning spot. Let's go back to the menu. So really quick, Rupam Singh, can you please pick the next category and the next amount? You guys, why are you writing 50 and 500? I'm actually fabbled. You're so wrong. The multiplier was 20%. Not 500. That's in Forex. That's when trading Forex. The question was stocks. Rupam Singh is looking for statuses for 300. Let's do it. And the question is, how much experience do you need to activate expert status for free? It may be possible that none of you guys get this. I'll wait for a minute, I suppose. You can quickly look at it when you look at the expert status. Let's go ahead and see. So how much experience do you need to activate expert status for free? Very close. So Muhammad Hussein, you're very close, but it needs to be like precise. So there's a trading guide you can quickly look to.
Hello, dear trader.
No, that's not right. Let's see if I can find it quicker than you guys answer. There it is. There it is. Jay Shri. Jay Shri got it. Jay Shri got it. $99,000 experience points to activate expert status. Jayashri, you just made a whopping 300 points for yourself. That was probably kind of hard for you guys that are new, but Jayashri knows his stuff. Good job, buddy. So, Jayashri, can you please pick the next category and the next question? Jayashri, you actually just took yourself to number 1. You're in first place right now. The pressure must be on to keep your spot. So waiting on Jayashri with the next category and amount. Let me tell you guys about the competition that we have going on right now. There's a trading competition. In order to be a part of it, you just have to Olymp for 300. You just have to click the button that allows you to take part in it. There's a button that should be up here. And the prize is $1 million. Olymp Trade is giving back $1 million of commissions and fees back to the traders. So for 300. There's a spin the wheel game with prizes like an iPhone and other amazing prizes. So the question is, how many advisors are available in total for a trader who has expert status on the platform? This is probably not fair, but it is for 300. It's the biggest question you can have. So I guess the easiest way would be for somebody who has expert status to click the advisors category. I don't even have a single advisor. Oh, trading strategy. No, advisors. How many advisors are available? 3 advisors. Rupam Singh. 3 advisors, moving average, predator look, MACD Pro. Rupam, good job. You are in first place with 500 points, my man. Congratulations, Rupam Singh with the 500 big ones. Oof, it looks like it is going to be impossible for him to lose this place now with 100. It is going to be possible for Jayashri to tie if he gets both of these questions correct. Jayashri, sit tight, man. You have an opportunity to tie for first place. Rama Dharampuri is saying he said it first. No, I have you came in second for me, my man. I'm sorry, Rama. I wish I could show you a screenshot. Oh, I can. Have a look at this. Right here, Rupam Singh, Rama came in second. Sorry, buddy. But don't be too hard on yourself. We will continue to give you free stuff. Don't worry. So, who's our winner? Rupam, go ahead and ask the next question, please. The advisors are an additional way to have more signals for yourself. The advisors will slap on top of any kind of indicators that you have, but will not take up space. So Rupam is asking for Olymp Trade 100. The question is, what 2 oscillators does Mr. Burchenko use in his trading in 2021? So Mr. Burchenko, that would be myself. What are the 2 indicators or the 2 oscillators that I have that I'm trading with this year. And this could change later on in the year. This doesn't mean for the rest of 2021, but just as of right now, what have I been using in the last little time? Rupam Singh taking stuff out. Good job, man. MACD and CCI. The MACD is the moving average convergence divergence and is actually used to show convergence and divergence with the price action. And the CCI is the commodity channel index. It shows us an excellent time to buy or sell when there is things happening. So Rupam, go ahead and ask the last one. The question is, what is the minimum you have to deposit to get starter status? Now this is a little bit of a trick question. What is the minimum you have to deposit in order to get starter status? The question, last one was, Jason Merckx, just so that you don't think that there's any kind of cheating, the question was which two oscillators, and the Bollinger Band is not an oscillator. Although it does show a little bit of wave movement, it's not technically an oscillator. I know these questions are a little bit iffy, but they keep you sharp and they keep you guessing. So that's the minimum you have to deposit. The answer is 10. Of course, you are correct. The first one to answer was Rupam Singh. This gentleman either he lives next door to me or he has the fastest internet in India. Rupam, where are you from, buddy? Go ahead and let me know, where are you from? Are you from India? Somewhere in India? You don't have to say exactly where from. So that really sums it up. We have our three winners. Rupam Singh up ahead, way ahead, and then we have Jayashree Ravikumar in second place and Tinker in third place. Guys, please write your account numbers. So Tinker, Rupam Singh, and Jayashree Ravikumar, go ahead and write your account numbers so that I can pass those on to our department of winners, and you will be officially registered as one of our winning winners. Perfect. You guys, thank you for visiting the webinar today. There was some really key information that I left for you to become more effective in your trading. And it wasn't only what I said, it was what some of you said in chat that gave us this jewel of knowledge, of information that now we share together. So it's really important that you guys come to the webinars. First of all, stability is key in trading. And second of all, it's important that you participate. Because when you have skin in the game, as you may know from trading already, you are more involved, you are more tuned in to what's going on. Whether just watching the webinar and eating popcorn is still progress, but it's slow progress. You can do better. So perfect. Rupam, thank you. Tinker, thank you. And Jayashree, thank you. We got it. And that's it for today. Like I said, if you guys have any more questions, guys, please go ahead and leave it in the comments section below. That way I will have an opportunity to answer them. Come to our next webinar. We have the lovely Angie talking to you on Wednesday for sure. Come show her your support, and make sure that you continue to practice your craft. Practice makes perfect, like with any game, with any sport, with any business. Trading requires dedication. And if you can't learn from me, learn from our friends in chat, learn from Shabana Khan, learn from who else is really active in chat? There's an ancient Chinese proverb. It says, you can learn from the wind. Anyways, I don't want to get into too much of all that. You guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming today. You guys have been wonderful. Go ahead and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And keep your eyes open for the next kind of event that we have. Olymp Trade constantly is running events to give back to the community. Take advantage of this. Thank you guys. Together with Olymp Trade, my name is Yaroslav Burchenko. We wish you guys good luck trading out there. See you next time. Peace.